Hey everyone, welcome to Metamorphosis Week. Pretty self-explanatory. We're going through all 6 champions from the Metamorphosis event that has been and gone a little bit ago. And if you didn't see the post that I put out, what will it be? It'll be a couple of days ago now. I think it was on Friday when I put it out. The CCP maps updated halfway through these showcases. It's actually partway through the Attuma one, where it updated. Now, I did compensate for this. Like I said, we are fighting some, we're fighting the second defender a lot in this video, and I'll try and essentially explain how it maths across. But yeah, this is my rank 5 A2 Dust with the power of collectives. My collectives are level 19 for context. You know, some people have slightly higher, slightly lower, but mine are level 19. If you want to compare it to your own. And Dust is a very dumb champion, so yeah, let's get into it. Like I said, with this being the first one, I did them in order. This is starting with just a rank 4 Yelena on this first node. We will be fighting the second Yelena, which is the equivalent of a rank 5, maybe Ascension 1. Maybe just a rank 5 with collectives is another way to look at it. But yeah, this first one, we're just using to quickly just go through how Dust works. Pretty simple champion, to be honest. When you hit the opponent with medium attacks, or you counter the heavy/specials, you're going to place sand debuffs on the opponent. Then, you use light attacks to convert these to sand passives. You build as many up as you want, stack limit 99, and then when you are ready, when you've got what you think is enough, you are going to drop a heavy attack or an SB3. Here, I'm going to use a heavy attack. And for every one of those passives on the opponent, I'm going to get a prowess. Prowess, obviously very good. And then we are just going to spam our specials, and Yelena's going to go down very quickly because we've got a serious amount of prowess. And we are punching down a serious amount as well. So, a few other things to go over with that rotation. It seems very simple, and it is, to be honest. She's a very simple champion. A few other things to go over. One, Dust has Glance on block, which is really good for Yelena, really good for a couple champs we'll fight later. It essentially means that a lot of the opponent's abilities just won't go through your block, and you take basically no block damage. Like there, we took 2 damage. We took 3 damage there versus Yelena, which is unheard of. The next thing is Dust's SB2 will apply physical vulnerabilities, and you convert these to passives the same way as you would with your sand, just by doing light attacks, and they convert them over to the passives. The third thing is these power efficiencies you can see I'm gaining. So these power efficiencies, you're going to gain a power efficiency every time you would place sand on the opponent when you're in your sandstorm mode. And you're going to see I'm going to go crazy aggressive here. We're going to be doing some stupid shit. Yeah, this is not really advised, but you can get some crazy chains together and kill some very strong champions very quickly with Dust, plus the power efficiency. That Yelena went down very fast. And now this is the third Yelena. The reason there was a weird cut there, I had a message come through that, well, it was a private message, so yeah, you're not seeing that. Yeah, this Yelena is a big, about 1.4 million health Yelena. And there, what you just saw, I parried the SB2 just to show that you cannot use the parrying of the SB2 against Yelena to push her to her elimination mode quicker, because Dust glances it. So that is one thing you can't do with Dust, which I guess is unfortunate, but you don't really need it, so who cares. But yeah, we're building up our sand more and more. We're not far off the max now. You build the sand very quickly, because whenever you punish a heavy or a special, you're going to get 3 sand instead of 1. So, yeah, it just goes absolutely nuts. And, yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about Dust's general rotation. It's just build up sand, SB3 or heavy, SB2, and then SB1 spam. It's a very simple rotation. Here we're going to use the SB3 version. It just gives a nice extra chunk of damage, which is obviously nice against a fat Yelena. And now we are gonna push it to elimination mode here in a second, and our damage is gonna get way higher, which is nice, obviously. Gonna throw 1 SB1 here. I think she goes for it here, and now we are gonna get some even more nukey damage. 165k, and that was an over 400k SB1. And we just throw another one to finish her off. Just over 1.5 minutes. like a ridiculously big Yelena, like probably a war boss level Yelena, which is pretty cracked in my opinion. Next up, we are going to fight Punisher. Now, Dust is a mutant hero, which gives her pretty unique utility against Punisher, in the sense of if you throw special attacks, you can mess around with his indestructibles. Now, this first Punisher that I'm fighting, just a rank 4, is actually worse than the rank 5 Ascended or Collectives one that we're about to face, because we actually send him to his first indestructible stack too quickly. Like, we send him there before we're able to do any of our stuff. Because here, we get through the second indestructible stack with the SB2, and quickly nuke him off with the SB1. So yeah, if you're punching down a lot against a Punisher, he gets wrecked, but you do want him to actually have a little bit more health, just so that you actually get to build enough sand in time. If you just want the most efficient way of killing this champion. There is a couple other things about Dust that we will go into, like, across the showcase. You know, like, stuff like, she has a grit, which is obviously nice against unstoppable champions. She has a very good immunity spread with bleed, shock, and poison. That's a very nice set, unironically. It lets her do lots of hazard shift fights. There's been a few times in war, like, as a planner, where I've been like, oh, I don't know what to send to this fight, and then I was like, wait, hang on a minute. Dust exists. So yeah, that's been pretty cool. And here you're about to see another incredibly stupid fight. Should I have died here? Probably. Should you just bait a special out? Yes. But hey, Dust max aggression overdrive, and I think you can see the point of this fight is just we get rid of his indestructibles. It's really nice. Alright, next fight we have got Nick Fury. Again, we're going to fight the first and second one. From the spot showcase onwards, we'll only be fighting the first one because they have evolved to be rank 5 champions with collectives involved, so yeah, but it was really unfortunate timing when I was making all of these. Like, obviously I'm voicing over after, but I don't have time to go back through and do all the fights again. You know, like, I'm in the middle of, like, voice overing them all. Like, just to give a bit of context, it is now Saturday. I go away on the Monday morning, and I need to get all 6 of these recorded and uploaded in terms of voiceover. All the gameplay is done, I just need to get all those voiceovers done. But yeah, this Nick Fury is going down incredibly fast. I kind of messed up, though, and you'll see in the second Nick Fury, we actually do the fight better. Not faster, it is actually still slightly slower, but better in terms of the actual mechanics of Dust. But I'll get to that when I get to that. Obviously, our Sandstorm just expired, so now we are just doing a couple more hits, going into a special, and that is this Nick Fury down before we hit ISO Burst. Obviously, Dust, Ascendable Champion, that ISO Burst is decently nice for her. Like, if you can get it to land during her special spam phase, it's decent. But I like ISO Burst is not really a mechanic I would frame your attack around. I would just play the champ normally, and if ISO Burst comes around, it comes around, you know. Alright, on to the second Nick Fury, and we're just doing the same, you know. This is, like, unironically, one of the simplest champs we've had in a while in terms of how to play. It's just drop combos, heavy and SB3, and then just absolutely go nuts. Like, you know, instead of champs having lots of abilities, Dust goes very simplistic and just, I give you sand. You don't like sand, I like sand. Into the SB3 we go. It's going to do an okay chunk of damage. Like, the SB3's nothing crazy. But yeah, and the good thing about the Sandstorm mode, because you want to be spamming SB2s and SB1s, you actually cannot go to SB3 while in Sandstorm mode, which is nice. I don't know if you noticed it, but because I applied the physical vulnerability debuffs, and then Nick Fury tried to purify them, they actually became passives in his second life, so that is the more efficient way to play it, instead of making them passive in the first life, which was a mistake I made in the first fight. He also comboed me slightly, took barely any health off me though, because Dust tanky, and yeah, that is us through the fight. Next up, we've got this Attuma. Now, Dust is partially non-contact, and I do want to emphasize that it is partially. So the medium attacks are not non-contact, but Dust's light attacks are non-contact. So essentially, against Attuma, if you throw light attacks, you will not take thorns. If you throw medium attacks, you will take thorns. So you can still do this fight very decently. Like here, because I'm punching down a lot, I'm not taking much damage. But when you start throwing your SB2s and your SB1s, you just don't take any thorns damage because it's all projectile stuff. So yeah, we're going to go and just kill him now. He is going to die during this SB2. It's quite funny that the Sandstorm has a little bit of extra damage. That damage is way more annoying on defense, but hey, occasionally it boosts the attack. And yeah, now the second Attuma, 600k health, probably a rank 4 Ascended 2 Attuma. Yeah, I'd say that's probably right. And yeah, we're just going to be doing the exact same thing. Minimal medium attacks, spam all those light attacks, get all the sand over as efficiently as possible. And yeah, we're just going to do the same thing. Like here we're at 92%, which after fighting 1 and a bit Attumas is pretty good, I would say. Like, obviously in BGs, that little bit of health loss could cost you. But if you're in Alliance War, just send Dust to Attuma. Like, there's no reason to send someone with full non-contact if this just fits better. And, yeah, we go into an SB1, and that is him dead. So, 2 Attumas down, 89% health left. Not bad at all. Like, barely any damage. Next up, we're going to go and fight 2 Bullseyes. Now, this one is, I would say, one of the more skill-based ones that we've got here. So, there's 2 ways you can play this. If you're not comfortable with dexing the SB1, you can block his SB1, and you will reduce the damage a lot because you're Dust. However, if you are able to do the full SB1 dex, you will apply a hell of a lot of sand because it's a bleed failing to apply every time. And you will just take no damage. Like here, just completely immune. We've just put a load of sand on the opponent. And yeah, like, so play this fight whichever way you want, realistically. I'm just obviously showing this way because, I don't know, I dislike myself. Into the SB2, it has a passive stun, which is really nice because it means we can hit Bullseye. And that's the first one down in a very quick time. Yes, the whole dexing thing is kind of annoying. And you can very easily get caught with it. Just block if you're not comfortable, you know, like, it's Dust, she has very good block proficiency. In terms of a relic for Dust, there's a few different things you can do. I have got a very bulky defensive relic on, because Dust has been, like, one of my MVP defenders since I took her up from the event. Just ridiculous, like, there's so much extra bulk on her rank 5 Ascension 2, collectives are now active. Horrible champ to fight, to be honest. Like, it's essentially fighting a rank 6, you know. So I've just got a bulky Colossus relic on, just to give a bit more armor, and I believe energy resist is my second rune, because, you know, energy champs are good against her, Carolina, Kashala, Sunspot. But yeah, you can also put some more offensive relics on. You can use Sinister Relic for a free bleed, which will give some sand on the opponent. You can use Gambit Relic if you want for some extra bit of damage. You can use quite a lot of relics on attack. Like, it's a very open champion in that sense. Into the SB2 we go. We're going to light medium, go into the relic, and then we're going to light, get all those physical resistances being passive, send into his SB2. Again, SB2, we're just going to take no damage. I don't care if I've got a bleed vulnerability on me. I can't bleed. And he is slowly ticking down from this Sandstorm, but we are going to go in and quickly finish him off. 100% health finish against Bullseye. Not bad at all. Nothing to sniff at, really, with that fight. Alright, now we're going to go outside of the skill class, and the first champ we're going to fight is Photon. A bit like in the Cersei video, I hate that I have to bring that video up again, but because Dust has glancing on the block, you are able to just parry Photon. Now, sadly, this was taken before the addition of inequity to these maps, which is really unfortunate. So, yeah, you will have to play this a little bit slower than I do here, but the general principle is there. You can just completely block and not care. I decided to throw the heavy into thinner because it still activates the Sandstorm, and I use the relic here to get past the miss. I'm just going to start slamming hits into the SB2. It doesn't kill, but we land a sidestep, and that's the fight over. If you're obviously in a place where inequity exists, you're going to have to play a lot slower. All the future showcases will be showing with inequity, willpower, those kind of things, because there is a second map without those masteries on, because some people wanted to show it for questing content, but I will just be using the map with all masteries applied, because, I mean, it's more fun, it's more realistic to actual difficult content. So anyway, this is the second Photon, and again, she is just, she's just not going to get her, what's it called on. She's not going to get her miss up. There, we triggered the heavy, this time at a way better time because she's not at a bar of power. And we're just going to be a little bit passive, but we are going to start going in here. Going to get the SB2 out. And again, we're going to use the relic just to get past that miss. Going to use the SB1 here. The pure light will expire. I'm trying to get this SB2 out. There we go. SB2 comes out. And yeah, now pretty much one special should do it. Because, well, it probably won't because my sandstorm went down, actually. I can't remember how I exactly finished this fight. Oh, yeah, I just activated another mini sandstorm and just went for the kill. So, yeah. Photon can get dunked on by dust just because of the glancing. It can go very well. Very nice fight, to be honest. Nice little bit of utility, especially because the glancing is meant to be for defense. Alright, now we're going to quickly show the grit. Again, inequity not active, sadly, but we're showing the grit off here just for its uses against this big boy, this big Rhino. Probably one of the most annoying champs on defense at the moment. Like here, I'm not going to activate my Sandstorm early. I am going to choose to ramp up a bit more because you can fight Rhino between 10 and 15 physical resist by just hitting his unstoppable when he's stunned. Above 15 charges though, he does go stun immune, so watch out there. But now we've got the grit up and we're full sending. Like, we do not care about what this guy is doing. We're just going for it. SB2 comes out. It doesn't quite kill. Get that relic off. He goes unstoppable, but we've got the grit, which does apply to relics too nicely. And yeah, that is that first Rhino completely down. Now on to a slightly bigger Rhino. It's going to be the same thing though. We're just going to slowly build up, exploit between 10 and 15 physical resistance charges. And yeah, then when we get the grit up, we just go nuts. Simple as that. So yeah, again, it's a very simple champion, but there is a lot of things she can do. You know, like usually simple champions lack utility. They're more of just, I do a lot of damage. But no, this champ is very simple and can do a lot of champions just because the way to activate the abilities are simple. There is actually a lot of abilities, just the way to activate them is very simple. There's no like long drawn out processes. It's just, oh, you want this ability? Okay, do this little two-step program, you know? Anyway, into the SB3, and it'll do an okay amount of damage, 63k. And now we are just going to start nuking through. We've got some decent power efficiencies up, which is nice. The power efficiencies are probably one of the best parts of the kit, to be honest, because it just allows so many more specials. He throws an SB2, which is fine by me. I throw another SB1. And yeah, he's not quite dead because I didn't crit, which is sad. And now he's being a bit passive. But we throw the SB1 into block and it kills him anyway. So yeah, that is completely fine by me. Alright, just showing one quick fight to just kind of show the immunities, just hit on that a little bit. I'm just going to fight this I-bomb and show that I don't get, like, I only really included this as a little interlude to show the immunities. We've got bleed immunity, poison immunity, shock immunity. This is more beneficial for Hazard, really, than, like, a random champion. So yeah, bleed, I know there is a bleed shock hazard, there is a poison shock hazard, there is the bleed rupture, node 9 hazard, but there's usually unfriendly champs on that for dust. There's a lot of hazards on the map, the new war map, so this is very good for that. If you're in a piece of content and there's a hazard shift node, hey, this champ will probably do it as long as it has one of these three. Like, the thing about hazard shift, if you are decently, like, aware of the game, you don't need to have both immunities to play hazard shift, you just need one of them. Because there are natural lulls in the fight where you just won't hit them much. Another champ that is half being shown because it's an okay matchup, half because of the immunity, Nico Minoru. I'm completely fine with baiting SB2s from Nico in this fight, because, like, I don't care about that buff immunity. Like, yeah, it'll give her more power game, which is annoying, but in general, like, if she was to throw an SB1 here, it's not the end of the world. I'm not getting any poisons on me. She threw a heavy there. It ain't doing nothing. I choose to block these hits just to not give her more power gain. You know, even if you land that parry, you saw, when I landed the parries, I took like 5 damage. You know, her block proficiency is insane with the glancing added in. Drop the heavy, and yeah, now we're going for it. We're going to drop our SB2, and we are just in full send mode. Going to drop the SB1. Into the relic we go, and it finishes off. We probably would have been able to get up to another special, or even if we didn't, we would have just had another combo to finish her off. So yeah, that's that first Nico down. And now onto the second Nico. Right, it's still so funny to me that in the middle of these showcases is when the map changed, because I was like, damn, I have to fight 2 champs every time to get a reasonable outcome. But yeah, that's quite funny. Good for the future, though. Essentially, for every future Ascension showcase or other thing I choose to do. That's going to be really cool. And yeah, on to the second Nico. Same exact process. Bait out an SB2. Parry, parry, parry. I land all 3 there and take 15 damage. I'm not joking. 15. Like, that's pretty wild. So yeah, I just push up to as many SB2s as I want, realistically. Drop another heavy. Should I have gone for the SB3? Maybe. Like, eh. Oh, hi, Pepe. That was the one I knew was coming up that I left in because I find it funny. Pepe just casually sniped in and tried to tell me to watch his stream. It wasn't actually Pepe, it was Twitch, but funny either way. Hello, Pepe, if you're watching. And yeah, we're going to drop another SB1 before the Sandstorm expires, and that is it for this second Nico. Very easy. Now, this next fight, well, next 2 fights, because it's 2 Thanos. This is a really interesting one in the fact that these 2 fights are nearly the exact same time. Now, granted, I don't play this first one like the greatest in the world. I think I do play the second one a bit better. But because of how Dust works in this fight, in the fact that you ramp up in the first 25% and then use specials for the other 25% sets, it's actually a very simple and very similar matchup, kind of no matter what the health pool is. Obviously within reason, right? If it's like a 2 mil Thanos, then we're going to have differences. But, you know, like any normal Thanos is having this rotation pulled on them. There we go, straight down to the second protection. We've got the grit in case we accidentally hit too much, but we haven't yet. Trying to get that SB2 out. Could I have full sent it and chained together a relic? Maybe. But, I don't know, I didn't really want to do that. First SB1 comes out, and now I dash back. The Sandstorm has sadly expired, so this end of the fight is a little bit slower than I would have wanted. But, yeah, this is why, like, here, I get stuck in a little bit of an awkward spot. But you will see, against a slightly bigger health Thanos, the fight's essentially the same. About a minute, just over a minute, which is pretty good. Like, it's not the fastest thing ever, but Thanos is a notoriously slow defender. So just over a minute for Thanos is honestly fine most of the time. Like, unless you're facing... unless you're against someone with a very fast matchup. This is, like, usually very fine. And if this is Alliance War, well, who gives a shit about time? So, yeah. Gonna do the same thing, like I said. We are just stacking up all our sand, baiting out those SB1s so we get the 3 sand on our medium. It's a very easy special to deck, so it is worth it to play it this way. Gonna quickly avoid this, what's it called here? This first Unstoppable. I don't have the grit up yet, obviously. But now I go in... I drop a heavy after parrying the last hit of the SB1 into our SB2, and this does a good amount of damage. Doesn't quite send him to his second protection, but look at the Sandstorm damage. The Sandstorm damage has just sent him to his protection, which is really nice because I couldn't do anything during that special, but that has given us enough time. Throws our SB1 out, and now I'm just going to bait out a heavy into another SB1. And it doesn't kill, which is really unfortunate. If that would have crit, it would have killed. So I wish it did. But anyway, couple hits, finishes the fight off. Again, around 70 seconds. Not bad at all. You know, nothing to sniff at for, you know, a mutant versus Thanos. Like, mutants versus Deathless Thanos, not usually the way you want to go. So, yeah, nice little utility. Now I'm going to fight this Onslaught. There is no real abilities that Dust has that count as Onslaught. It's more just another meta defender that Dust can do pretty well. Again, because we are a rank 5 Ascended 2 here, look at how much we heal from willpower when this Neuro is on us. Like, yes, we will be fighting bigger champions in some modes, so the Neuros will do more damage, but in any mode where you're taking a little bit of chip damage, but there's willpower healing, these rank 5 A2s heal so much just because willpower is proportionate to their health. So that is one nice thing about the A2s, is that the healing on them feels so much stronger. It is still the same amount of health in terms of percentages, but the actual number, it feels a lot stronger. And that first Onslaught went down, like, literally just easy. We had so much more bandwidth to go with. Into the second Onslaught, yeah, we're just going to do a lot of the same. And, yeah, this has been very fun to do. Dust is an exceptional champ, in my opinion. Yes, I have a rank 5 Ascended 2. There is some bias there. But even at rank 4 Ascended 2, you just play a little bit more passive in some of the matches, and the exact same rotations will work for you, you know? On defense, absolute demon in Alliance War and BGs, you know. Alliance War, she's currently got Tactic. Next season, we'll have to see if she still is catching some kills. But in BGs, she will be remaining as a very, very nasty champion, especially those people who are rocking the rank 5 A2s. And with the new release of Towers, you kind of need to be ranking up those Ascended champions. This is not me saying that Towers is a good game mode, but if you want to play Towers, Dust might be a champ that's kind of killed two birds with one stone due to her being Ascended. But yeah, this Onslaught is just completely dead, and we had another SB1 after that waiting. So yeah, ridiculously good champion, and just look at those general stats. 180k health, 12.5k attack. That is with collectives, but no boosts. There are no boosts here. You can make this champ even bigger. You can make her way more aggressive on offense if you want to run the recoil masteries. I elect not to. You know, we're trying to show BG's fights quite a lot here, which you're not going to have recoils on for most BG's metas. Well, any good BG's meta anyway. So yeah, that's going to do it, everyone. See you all next time.